Hello everybody, it is Jack from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. And if you are looking for PTCGO codes, including the latest Vivid Voltage set, make sure you check out the Potown store where you can use code Omnipoke for an extra discount on your order. Today I am back with my latest round for the OPOP League. This week we were up against Azul, and this was actually the first week of Vivid Voltage being legal. So that's pretty exciting. We decided to, rather than wait for like tournament legality, we decided to play basically a week after the set was out, so everyone had a little bit of time to test and get the cards, access all of the cards. But outside of that, we wanted to be a little bit ahead of the game rather than waiting for the tournaments, like the usual, when it would usually be allowed in tournaments. So yeah, the only new deck I played was Charizard. This Baby Charizard Leon deck that I've called in the results Leonzard, because this should be the only, I think that's the best way of describing this. There's so many Charizards in format right now. Yeah, Leonzard is a one prize attacker, which I think along with things like Baby Blounds and Whimsicott, it's actually one of the best one prize attackers we've had in a while. And I actually think it can hold its own against a variety of different decks, which is very exciting from sort of a one prize attacker perspective, but also you can get these Charizards in theme decks. You can actually see that I picked up a couple of theme decks myself. And the theme decks are really good value. You get Charizards, you get Leons, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely pick up some of those. The list is the exact same one as we used on the channel. It's got the Clay engine. I'm not fully convinced on the Clay engine, but I think Clay is pretty cool. And I liked using Clay in this sort of deck, because basically we just want to bin the Leons and look for rare candies and that kind of thing. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. The other two decks weren't quite as exciting. Again, it was still Centiskorch and ADP. I've been loving Centi at the moment. I've actually made no changes to this list exactly. I made a couple of changes with counts, I believe, but haven't added any new cards yet. I've seen a couple of lists floating with Talonflame around. I don't know whether I like the Talonflame or not. I might try that this week, see whether I like it before heading into next week's games. But yeah, Talonflame is maybe an interesting inclusion. I'm not the biggest fan, I don't think, but it at least means you have more of a strategy than just attach pass going first. Maybe you can lean into some Talonflame turns where you can maybe build up a bit of a stronger hand. I don't know. I'm still pretty sure just building around going second, trying to choose to go second is very important. And then again, ADP. I feel like I'm basically, until ADP and Centiskorch, either of them are outright bad, I'm probably going to be bringing both of those decks no matter what. And then the weekly, the third deck will be the one that changes every week. Though maybe that will change. We have a single prize attackers week coming up, so I won't be able to use ADP or Centi very soon in one of the weeks. So I will have to. There will be some variety there at least. But yeah, those are the three decks I played this week. I think next week I really want to try Whimsicott as well, so I might test some Whimsicott this week and see how that goes. Obviously, Joe has been playing with it a little bit. I know Azul's really been putting some time into Whimsicott. So yeah, I think there's definitely something there, and I want to play around with it and see whether I kind of gel with it. I've never really been a single prize Pokemon kind of player. I've usually played meta, and if the meta has been one prizes, sure. But if the meta has been two prizes, then sure. But I'm really enjoying Baby Charizard, the one prize option, because it can actually compete with some of these 2 and 3 prize Pokemon. So yeah, very exciting stuff. And yeah, some pretty exciting games. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy them. Thank you very much for watching. And if I don't see you before, I will see you in week number 10 of the OPOP League. Cheers, everyone. Okay, here we are against Mr. Azul GG. Today I'm playing some Charizard, because that's been the deck I've actually been the most excited to test in the new Vivid Voltage format. This is actually the exact same 60 as the list on the channel, with the Clay engine, because the Clay engine I think is really cool. I'm going to be messing around with this probably this week, to be fair, to see whether we can do much with this at all or not. So, looking at his hand, we have Candy, we have Evo Incense, we have Quick Ball for Charmander, so we have a pretty good hand. I'm actually going to ditch the Ordinary Rod first. We have 2 energy. We have a really strong hand here. I'm also going to Evo Incense. out a Zard. We have a Charizard prized. Leons is a big count. We have all 4 Leons, which is good. So yeah, this is the clay build. Obviously, just a bit of a fun deck. It's not insanely competitive, I don't think, but it's the deck I've had the most fun with so far. This quick ball is kind of awkward, but I'll take it regardless. Next turn we can maybe Dedenne. We could also just quick ball out another Charmander here, but he's not threatening anything turn 1. So let's just keep it simple. If he decides to Marnie us, we're pretty sad because our hand is very strong, but hopefully that won't happen. He does go for the Marnie, okay. So we did have a really strong hand, but there was no supporters in there, so it wasn't backbreakingly good. Hit quick ball clay. There's a Rockruff and a Collect. So is this going to be Dragapult Lycanroc? Is that's a thing, right? Okay, we did hit Candy Zard. We have Quick Ball and Great Ball to find out. So I think the first thing we do is actually just Clay. See what we get from the Clay. That was something that I'd completely forgotten about though. That's the Dedenne going, which is huge for us. We do have the... Okay, that was a misplay immediately. Whoops. Okay, so we can rod it back in. We have been fortunate enough to draw our second rod, but even so, that was poor planning on my part. That completely washed over me. Don't do that, ladies and gents. Don't do that at all. So we can rod in. I think we rod in Charizard and Dedenne, and probably the 2 energy, and then we just quick ball away the Great Ball for the Dedenne. Excuse me. We could also try and find a Leon first to discard with the Dedenne, which might not be a bad idea. Let's do that. We didn't find a Leon. We did find a Scoop Up Net though, so that's good. That means we can move the Jirachi. We're hopefully going to be able to find an energy to be able to knock out this Rockruff here. We will grab this, 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 and this. Excuse my abundantly sore throat, chat or YouTube. I am feeling pretty rough today. I've been feeling kind of a little bit ill for the past few days, like I've got a cold coming or something. Okay, let's see if we can find another energy. We do find an energy. Hopefully we can find another Charmander here, and we find a Charmander as well. We have Welder plus Fire Crystal. There's no Fire Energy in the bin. Oh, we have Battle Sense still as well. Don't forget about Battle Sense. Have the Charmander. I think I'm actually going to take the Oranguru here. Let's protect the Palpad. No, let's protect the Welder, I guess. Get ourselves another Guru. I'm not going to bench that one. And we're just going to go for the Royal Blaze. Here come the Crushings. That's 1 heads. Okay. So there's the Welder. So I'm going to kick things off just by weldering. I'm just going to Welder to the active. I know we're kind of potentially losing out on 1 energy here, but I think this is the correct order to do things in. This is great because we can Primate Wisdom, put a Leon to the top, and then Battle Sense away the Leon. We will keep the Charmander. Oh, I guess we should have kept the Great Ball there. Yeah, we should have kept the Great Ball there. I didn't realise we had another Charmander in hand. We can bench this Charmander, attach this Charmander on the bench. We still need to find Rare Candy. We have 3 left in the deck, so hopefully we can find one at some point. We could drop the second Guru and start switching around, but I think I'd rather just have a stream of Charmanders going if we can, because if Azul is ever able to establish Dragapult VMAX, he's going to be able to start pressuring these Charmanders pretty quickly. Unfortunately, we don't get the knockout here, which kind of sucks, but Yeah, should have definitely got the Great Ball there. That was a slight mistake on my part. There's a Yell Grunt on the bench. Okay. I think I'm going to start with Battle Sense. I don't want to Battle Sense too much, but we do want to get these Leons into the bin. Do we want a... I think we just want a Fire Crystal here. I know we already have a Fire Crystal, but we don't really need the Quick Ball. We have a lot of outer Pokemon in our hand. Oh, we'll protect one of these Fire Crystals, I guess. Hoping to find a Welder or something. We could Power Pad in a couple of Welders back. And the Clay. Might be worth Power Padding next turn. Oh, we could Power Pad this turn. I guess we should have done that before. Okay. The Fire Crystal isn't a great top deck, so we don't mind. I don't mind shuffling back in, even though we've just set our top deck. I don't mind shuffling it back in to try and find Welders, because obviously Welder is important for us to be able to deal with any upcoming hammers that may start rifling us down. So doing 150 at the moment. Looks like Azul's dead drawing, which is pretty unlucky for him. There's a Quick Ball though. That's a Devo Spray Z. So I guess this is like all-out energy denial. There's a Stamp. Ourselves a Fire Crystal and a Clay. There's another Rockruff. We do play one Boss's Orders. And there's the Research. Here come the Crushings. That's another Tails though. Okay. So I think first things gonna get that in the discard pretty quickly. So we're doing 200 at the moment. We need to do 210. I actually wouldn't hate using a Leon this turn instead of the Clay, so I don't mind doing this before. The Com is really nice because that means we can find a Charizard, any rare candy off of this, and we'll be able to get another rare candy Charizard out, which is great. We didn't hit candy. What did we discard? It's always really difficult to tell what you discard. 3 more Clay there. Oh no, 2 Clay and 2 Fire Energy. Okay. Again, we can Battle Sense. I think I'm going to Battle Sense away. Yeah, I think I'm going to Battle Sense away some cards here because I really want to find. Wow, still no rare candies. I'm going to keep this Zard. Grab ourselves a Charmeleon. I'm going to attach to. I'm obviously Charmeleon, but I'm actually going to attach to the Charmander on the just here to kind of spread the threats around. Like if we put it all here and he gusts and kills this. I guess it's not the end of the world if he gusts and kills this. Still, only two in the bin, unfortunately. So it's just going to be 200 on the Dragapult. Here come the Lycanrocs. Or here comes a Lycanroc. That's a shiny Lycanroc. A blue Lycanroc. There's the Devo Spray Z. So yeah, he's full on energy denial. And there's the Marnie. Okay. So our hand wasn't fantastic, but there's a Leon, so we can at least Battle Sense away a Leon here. There's a Fire Energy. We have 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, this is actually our last Fire Energy, right? Huh, this is pretty bad. I have... Maybe I shouldn't have spread that energy. I should have counted my energy beforehand. Whoops. Okay. Well, let's not tell him we only have 9 energy. Ah, that... You hate to see that. You really hate to see that. Oh, wait, we have... Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't count. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this guy is 7, 8, 9. So yeah, we actually are fine. I, for some reason, thought we had 4 on board. I'm going to keep this other Leon in hand, I think. Simply because I want to try and... this way I'm able to do 330 instead of 300 in one turn. Playing around stamps and Marnies. Playing around stamps and Marnies, we'll get rid of this. Just here, and grab this. I guess welders are also pretty good targets to get rid of. We could also battle sense away 3 more cards. Don't really play around stamp very well, but plays around Marnie still pretty well. Let's just take the knockout with Royal Blaze. There's our boss as well. So Leon or boss should mean we can get a knockout next turn. So we have 2 outs. If he stamps us, okay, there's the stamp. We do have at least 1 battle sense up, maybe 2, but probably just the 1. There's a Charizard. So we can battle sense into Rare Candy and battle sense again. We Primate Wisdom after the battle sense as well, so that we can try and see more cards to find boss or Leon. We have 1 Scoop Up net left, so we could promote the Jirachi, but it means an extra card that we have to find, so I think I'd rather just promote the Charizard. He'll still need to evolve this Dragapult to live against the Charizard. There's 2 energy. Oh, if he then gusts... Wait, has he... Okay, he didn't. Okay. So there's the boss, but we still need Scoop Up now. I'm pretty sure we have a Scoop Up now, right? Oh, I guess Welder is also an out, isn't it? We could take the Candy, but I think I want to take the Fire Crystal. Well, I know we have to... I think we take the Fire Crystal here. We could take the Candy. But now we just need Welder. Yeah, we have Welder. Okay. And we can Royal Blaze for the KO. So that was my goal of the week, was just to get a win with Charizard. So I'm pleased. My other 2 decks aren't as exciting. It's just Centiskorch and ADP with very minimal changes. So I'm not... there's nothing like too surprising. The biggest thing for me was just playing that Charizard deck, because it's been the deck I've wanted to I've enjoyed the most and had the most fun with. Wanted to try the most. So I'm pleased with how this week has gone, just because I got a win with Charizard. If we can get a win overall, that would be great, but obviously... Does he want first or second? He wants to go first. Okay. That's good for us, because we are Centiskorch, so hopefully that means we can... get a turn 1 Volcanion, though this hand isn't the best for that. Okay, he's run it back with Dragapult again. Hopefully we can stem the flow of Energy Denial with this kind of deck as well. Looks like Rockruffs are going to be high priority for him. There's a Fire Energy. We can gear... if you do this and do this, we can play one more card. I think I'm going to have to Crobat before the welder here. Oh, maybe not. But I'm taking these two cards. Maybe not. I think it kind of depends on what we see, I guess. Okay. So we can play one, two. We can play one. So we can play 1, 2, 3. I think we're always benching this. Anyway, I think this is going to be important in the matchup. We can play these two. So we're Crobatting for 3, basically. Because I want to try and attach to a Volcanion if we can. So I actually don't think I want these Pokegears to hit anything if possible. We hit a Welder. Do we want to take a Welder? I actually don't think I want to take a Welder. I'd rather see random cards than Welder. Because random cards can be Quick Ball for Volcanion or Dedenne. So I actually think I don't take anything here. I don't want to attach this energy. Playing the Fire Crystal doesn't lower my hand size, so we just draw 3 with Crobat. We hit the Volcanion, but no switching option. We have the Dedenne. We can just play the Dedenne down. Dedenne is kind of sketchy against Dragapult, is the only thing. Heavy Energy Denial is kind of scary as well. I think we really do want to have access to Centiskorch VMAX next turn. So what if instead we just... we could find... We'd have to find switching card plus Volcanion plus energy. Or we could just attach to this Centiskorch. Again, spread the energy out. Try and develop a threat. I don't think we're ever going to be getting through a Dragapult in one turn immediately. So let's just... let's do it this way. We could be, like I say, we could be going for the Volcanion play. Let's see where he prioritizes the energy. He prioritizes the energy on the bench. Looking for the Lycanrocs, I'd imagine. There's one of them. And there's another Dragapult. There's a Research, okay. So we have Crystal. We have Com for Eldegoss to be able to Welder again. There's the Dragapult VMAX. There's an Evo Incense, so he's actually going to have a second Lycanroc here if he wants one. Which I imagine will be what he goes for. Yeah, there's the next Lycanroc. Oh, there's just a Com. Maybe a Dedenne. Oh, just another Rockruff. Okay, that makes sense. Really wants to keep the pressure down on these energy. Didn't get to attack. That's huge for us. Okay. So we could actually just attach and go. I think we're definitely doing this. I really want to Welder this turn. So let's Eldegoss for Welder. Weldergoss. What else do we have? I think this is our first deck search, isn't it? So we do have access to our boss. Obviously, boss is a bit weaker if we start using our Eldergosses for welders, but we do play double Eldergoss for basically that exact reason, so that we can do either way. We can do what we want regarding more welders or more bosses. I'm going to Welder to the bench because the active will be able to knock out the Rockruff with just an attachment anyway and will attach to itself. We could go all in on one Centiskorch to try and knock out a Dragapult next turn. How many energy would it need? It needs 7 energy. We would have 4, 5 with the attachment, so we need Welder. So if you got rid of 2 energy, we wouldn't be able to do it. I think I'm better off trying to set up 2 threats, because we always have the Heatran to be able to suddenly knock something out. I don't think Big Charm is hugely necessary right now. We can Dedenne, but what are we digging for? We have the Welder. We should Hearth just to... we should Hearth just to use it. The issue is I want all of these cards. I think probably Big Charm is the weakest card. Improves our top decks. We've already attached for the turn, so maybe we didn't need to Hearth this turn. I want to keep the Com around to be able to get another Centiskorch. Okay, I think this is fine. Oh, wait, we don't have energy in the discard now, so we can't attach. Not that it matters, but yeah. So we didn't have energy to discard there, so that's why we shouldn't have crystalled. I was debating in my head whether it was worth playing the crystal, so that's a reason for not crystalling, because we then didn't have energy to be able to send Inferno any energy back on. So we should have just Hearthed. Okay, that's good to remember. That was a misplay on my part then. Okay, if he benches this Dedenne, we have our Cramorant win condition open up. There's a Stamp. Down to 5. We can actually gear Eldegoss Switch. If he doesn't hit any more energy disruption, we can gear Eldegoss Switch. Not gear, sorry, we can Eldegoss Welder Switch. Okay, there's a head, so he is going to be able to get rid of an energy here. So we now can't do the switch into Heatran play. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Like I say, I'm pretty ill at the moment, it seems. Setting up those Pokemon. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to bin this Volcanion with Hearth. Then we're going to Pokegear. We don't hit anything, so we would have to Eldegoss if we want to Welder this turn. I think we should Welder this turn. So I think we should Eldegoss this turn. Kind of locks our bench. We're locked out of Dedenne, we're locked out of Crobat, we're locked out of Cramorant for a while. But we need to be putting the pressure on this Dragapult. And I need to find Centiskorch VMAX, I think, fairly soon. So I am going to do this. Okay. Spread the energy out. It's never really going to be useful here. And he's kind of targeting this anyway, but I think this is fine. We can always switch into Dragapult. Switch into Heatran and Hot Burn next turn. We need 4 energy on board. Okay, there go the switches. There's another Hammerheads. Probably active. Oh no, on the bench, okay. So I really think Dedenne, Cramorant sniping Dedenne could be our most likely win con here. There's just a Max Phantom though. So we are going to have enough to knock him out already, which is really good. That means we can prioritize other things. Obviously puts the Senti in a pretty scary spot, can be knocked out fairly easily. But I don't think he can take a boatload of prizes at once. So we want to put these 5 counters. Maybe all on the Heatran so that he can always knock it out next turn. where this energy goes will kind of depend on where his counters go. Okay, spreading the damage again. Makes a lot of sense. Half away the Centi. Missed again. That's pretty sad. I guess we could have quick balled something out first, but yeah, maybe we should have quick balled something out first. So if we attach here, I think our best bet is actually attaching to the Heatran. 150. We have enough damage to quick ball around just as an out to Dedenne or Cram. Obviously, the Centiskorch is almost certainly going to be getting knocked out next turn. But I don't actually know how many welders we have, so maybe we were not unlucky to miss those. Wow, that was 3 energy in there, though. He's able to Gust, do a counter to this, and knock out both of these. That's 5 prizes in a turn. That would be scary. We would then be super all in on Cramorant winning next turn. Outside of that, I don't know how we would negotiate anything. Though he did research rather than boss, so that's pretty good in terms of our survivability next turn. And there's the Max Phantom. A few more counters on here. I'm pretty sure promoting Centiskorch is still our best bet here. We can never knock out this Dragapult this turn, so we have to look for boss or Cramorant. We have the boss switch play on Dedenne. We're running out of energy. This is all of our energy, I'm pretty sure. Well, there's none in the deck. I know there's none in the deck. So we always have to attach here. So we are probably going to have to Dedenne here, which closes out the Cramorant win condition entirely. But it opens up, like, boss. The boss win condition. Having all of these energy missing is pretty bad. Whoa, I nearly clicked done there. Okay, so we discard 1. We have 6 cards in hand. We quick ball away another and don't take anything. We have 4 cards in hand. We can Crobat, but then we can't Dedenne, so we may as well just Dedenne. Holding these energy in hand isn't actually that useful. So actually just Dedenneing here is our best bet of actually getting a knockout. We have 1 boss and 4 switch. And these are our last energy cards. There's the switches, but no boss, and no Centiskorch VMAX. That's a huge problem. We needed to hit the Centi VMAX that turn. I have to assume he has boss. Eldegoss is gone, but we have to assume he has boss with an 8-card hand. What does he want to boss? He wants to boss knock out this Heatran. And from that point we can't win. We'll have 140 on us. If we found the Centiskorch, we could actually, I guess we could actually win. Hitting no VMAX there is sad though. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 outs. That's pretty unlucky. $120, 100. None of it is nice. I think we have to switch into something else and pass. We can't let this get knocked out because this is our last 2 energy, so we actually just have to switch into something else and pass. We could bin an energy of his. 3, 4, 5. He definitely has more energy in hand though. I think we're more likely to win by trying to find a boss next turn. If he hits boss on this Heatran, this is going to be difficult. There's a swell. Luckily, I think we're out of hearths, so... Oh no, we're not out of hearths. We have 1 hearth left, but we have no energy left, so it doesn't really matter about the swell coming down. There's a calm. There's no insta-boss here, which is promising. We've also moved out of the way of the Lichen Rocks as well, which is good, considering we are completely out of energy. So yeah, we needed to hit boss plus switch for win, but a Centi VMAX would have been good there just to stay alive and be able to put some pressure on this Dragapult, because now basically we have one top deck for boss, so we need to top deck boss here in 17 cards. Centi VMAX again is still a good top deck. Because again, it at least allows us to do something, though we are really going to start taking a lot of pressure from the bench damage from Max Phantom, which is spooky. No insta-boss is very, very reassuring. Doesn't mean he doesn't have it, though. I'd imagine the deck's going to play, like, 3. Maybe 2. 3 and 1 prized. I don't know. Tough to say. Because the deck does a lot of bench damage, like, it could get away with a lower boss count. Basically because you're applying pressure to the bench anyway, but sometimes for that very reason you want a higher boss count just to be able to capitalise on the pressure that you've been putting on the bench with the damage counters. So it could be a... Okay, it does have the boss. So it's probably just debating on which target was more important. Goes for the Centi. I think the Centi is actually the correct target. Can't see a way of winning this one. There's the Aurora Energy, so you can Shattered Splinters there. The last guy. The Heatran for his last 2 prizes. Is it Shattered Splinters? Yeah, Splintered Shards. Okay, how can we win this game? I don't think we can, unfortunately. But let's find out what our top deck is. There's a Dedenne. If anything's going to help, it's going to be a Dedenne. There's the boss. Unfortunately, we don't have enough energy to go with it, though. So we can try and stall something. We can't stall this. We can try and stall this. But again, we don't have an energy. Our last energy is prized. We play 14. So our last energy is prized, so... I'll just triple check. So there is actually a big charm in there. Would the big charm mean we live against Dragapult? It would mean we live against Dragapult. He can just retreat into the Lycanroc, though. Without energy, we can't win. That's a shame. I think we were ahead for most of that game there. But a few awkward draws at the end meant that we couldn't... Oh, he declined. Rude. Interesting. I'm going to go back in with Senti. I could play ADP, but I'm pretty sure one of his decks will be Whimsicott teched for ADP. Plus I also really enjoy Centiskorch, so I'm going to play Senti for the third and final. Obviously, arguably, I should play a third deck just to surprise him, but ADP is the only deck I've played every week so far. So me playing ADP is probably not much of a surprise for him. Plus, it's also best deck in format. So I think the correct... I think either way, it's not going to be a particularly surprising outcome if I end up playing ADP. Hence me sticking with Senti, because I think it's less likely that he's teched for it and or tested against it, and I enjoy Senti a lot. Plus we get to go second, so hopefully we can find cool Volcanion turns. You always like a good Volcanion Flare starter turn. This is unfortunate. Are we... Am I able to load in? Hopefully I'm able to load in. This is sad. Let me play. Come on, computer. You can do it. The Charizard deck is a lot of fun. Oh wow, it kicked me off. It should hopefully it will let me back in. It should let me back in. Was it an internet issue, maybe? I do not know. Let me message him. Hopefully he knows I'm not just slow rolling him. Okay, I'm in. Second, please. Okay. Oh, we won. Okay. No, we don't want to go first. Starting Crobat. Isn't awful because we have a quick ball at least. Yeah, that whole disconnecting thing has been happening a lot for me lately. If my computer lags, after like 30 seconds it will just kick me off the game, and I then I have to log back into the game. But when you log back into the game, the timer is still running for your turn. So, but also it doesn't show you the timer for the turn. So basically, I will load the game. I'll load into the game, and then my turn will end randomly. I don't get like the 15-second warning that comes up here. My turn will just end randomly, which sucks because it means I lose random games. We hit the air balloon, so I'm going to bin the switch. Arguably we could get some kind of draw power, but we know we have at least an attachment and flare starter here. Hopefully a welder from this. Pretty all in on the welder. Maybe it was a mistake. Probably was a mistake actually, because now we're left without a hand. But hey. Left without a hand. So should we have taken... We had so many resources. Should we have just taken the Dene and binned it all there? On reflection, yes, of course, but... Yeah, I expected Whimsicott, so I think we were right to not play ADP into Whimsicott, because I know he plays Tex for ADP. It's probably still a better matchup for him, but... it's probably still a better matchup for us playing ADP than it is Centiskorch, but regardless, I think it's correct to still go for this matchup here. He actually has a knockout here. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is over already. Maybe entirely off of the back of the Dene play. Maybe I should have poker geared first, even though it was one less card out of my deck. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have poker geared first. Yeah, because now we're done. Should have poker geared to see the result of poker gear. If we missed off of poker gear, we then just find a Dene rather than making a decision before. Yeah, that was the play. We should have poker geared first. Even though it was less likely that we are going to hit supporter, it gave us better information about what our quick ball should have been. So yeah, that's a shame. But it's okay. Maybe he somehow doesn't get a knockout here. Needs 5 tools, to be fair. Only has 2 currently. Oh, 1 currently. 2. There's the research. So can he hit 3 tools from this? There's the 3rd. Okay, just the 3. Okay, just goes to the 2. That makes sense. I think the deck typically plays 7 energy and probably like a rod. There's the amulet. Nice. I guess we play to our outs. Those are outs. I don't know what stadiums he's likely to play. Could actually Crobat here. He has enough prizes on the bench for him to be able to win anyway, so there's no point in holding back the Crobat. for the sake of losing. So like, arguably, what are we looking for here? But I just want to draw more cards out of my deck, I think. Keeping this big charm around could be a fairly good shout. Look at this card. Look how sparkly it is. Very good card. Okay, there's the Rod. So he does play Rod. 1 energy. Okay. Yeah, there's his big ADP tech. Turning the tables. One boss in the bin. $210. Feeling confident that he will be able to win next turn. That's pretty spooky. Especially given that I have no way to draw cards this turn at all. So I can't get a knockout this turn. We bin the energy. How many energy are in the bin? 1, 2, 3. So he has probably 4 left. Let's say 1 is prior, so he has 3 left. Can always retreat and probably do 210 next turn, so then we're back in the same position. So we basically lose to an energy card. If we knock this out, we lose to a tool card. If we pass, we lose to a boss. What's he most likely to have? He's most likely to have energy and tools, so we should retreat and pass. Retreat and flare starter. Yeah. And ironically, our best bet might be flare startering here, which is crazy. I think boss is the least likely of the 3 cards that he would have. There's 1 tool, there's 2 tools, there's 3 tools, so correct. Okay, he has the boss. GG, Azul. Fun games as always. I'm glad I got a win with Charizard. That was the main thing. But yeah, other than that, good game to Azul, and make sure you check out his perspective if he uploads it. Thank you very much for watching. I have been Jarrett from Omnipoke, and I look forward to seeing you guys in next week's League games.